At 28 years old, Roble Regal is the youngest tycoon in the investment world. With $3.4 billion under management, his firm, Regal Investments, has been dominating the stock trading world. A go-to investment fund for the world's elite, the investment expert is an anomaly on Wall Street. An on and off again rapper with ties to royalty, the United Nations, and the shakers and movers of the world, Roble Regal's story is among the most interesting. From humble beginnings in Canada, Roble made a name for himself trading stocks and finding great success by the age of 21. Hailing from the impoverished Toronto neighborhood of Rexdale, Roble made sure to distinguish himself from his surroundings by focusing on his studies. As a student at Ryerson University's business school, he was seldom on the party scene, and spent his time studying and working part-time. He began trading stocks in his second year at university, and found mentors to guide him at his workplace. He was noted to have a natural talent for the trade. More interested in making music than going into business full-time, he was putting his earnings towards booking recording studio time and turned down numerous offers to work at hedge funds. After growing disillusioned with life as an employee, he quit his job and began to do freelance work as a music writer while maintaining his investments. He was offered an internship at Universal Music, but declined and used his network to shop demos to signed artists, eventually selling some songs. He signed a publishing deal worth $50,000 and used the cash advance to invest in the stock market. The high times were rolling, and he bought his way out of his publishing deal, all by the age of 21. In 2015, he registered his first company, Regal Holdings Canada Incorporated, and managed his portfolio under the corporation, subjecting him to significantly lower taxes. He bought a condo and began focusing on music again, splitting his time between New York and Toronto. Initially, he maintained a low profile, but it was hard to avoid the attention that came with owning and driving supercars and living a carefree life while his peers were just beginning to enter the workforce. Through his network, he was featured in Vice, Noisy, and Complex as a rapper. He released a song called Crayola that same year, which became popular on the music streaming platform SoundCloud. This led to record labels offering him deals. Cash money mogul Birdman was keen on signing the young rapper. Roble turned down the deal, considering it a low offer compared to his net worth from investing. He removed the song from SoundCloud and went on a hiatus from making and releasing music. It was during this hiatus that contacts from within his network began asking him to manage their finances. Happy with a responsibility-free life, he declined time and time again. Eventually he agreed, and he began making returns on investment for his contacts that were almost hard to believe. Word began to spread. He hired some of his university peers as employees of his newly registered firm, Regal Investments. Demand for the investment service skyrocketed. An early employee described the situation as building the train tracks while the train is coming. Everything was peachy, or so it seemed. Regal Investments clients were happy in earning years' worth of income in months. This was only possible by trading derivatives on the stock market. A very risky investment that Roble was familiar with. The high times continued for some time, until regulation happened. In order to trade the risky investments, regulators legally required clients to either be worth $1 million or earn a six-figure household income, so that they could afford to take the risk. Many of Regal's clients were not high net worth, and the investments stopped for some time. This is when Roble enters the political world. It's not exactly clear how, but he managed to become close with a number of high-ranking politicians. Legislation in his company's favor began to pass. Regal Investments was able to maintain its high-returning investment scheme. In the midst of his political ventures, Roble became acquainted with ultra-high net worth investors who showed interest in the firm, and original clients were pushed to the side. Members of the Saudi royal family and Arabian Gulf began to mark the ranks of Regal Investments clients. New offices were opened in major financial centers of the world like London, Dubai, and Hong Kong. The firm invested heavily in artificial intelligence technologies that could consistently replicate the high returns on investment. Since its inception, the fund has grown at a rate of at least 10 times per year. Mainly thanks to the technology. As Regal's notoriety grew, many coincidences in Roble's activities and economic events began to be noticed. Some changes in his Twitter and social media posts coincide with market rallies, leading to the assumption that Roble's hand has been reaching further than appears for quite some time. The posts and changes are, however, vague in nature. Feeling that he ventured from his original mission, described by Regal Investments as one-word prosperity, Roble Regal began pushing the firm in a retail direction, hoping to make the services available to lower-income clients. It's not clear if Regal Investments will remain exclusive or make the transition into the retail market. What is clear, however, is that Roble Regal is a talent to behold and one to keep an eye out for in the future.